Perfect.
Welcome back to the Underrated Podcast, episode 50, titled, What's Next? I'm your host, Aunt G. Now, let's get right into it. Into this fraud, nigga. That's y'all, nigga. That's the stuff we don't like. We like real stuff. He's make-believe. He don't even write policies about his own life. And that's real, nigga. He ain't Ric Flair, nigga. There's no power in his hair, nigga. He go to sleep in chairs, nigga. We talking about Joe Biden, the president. Now, according to sources, U.S. operation bases in Iraq were attacked by rockets from Iranian militia groups. So they say, who knows? Who knows if they tell the truth anymore? And Joe Biden did this for payback. Is it for payback though? So how can you attack a country that you're asking to be into a nuclear agreement with you? How's that even possible? How do you expect them to want to be in a nuclear agreement with you after you attack them with rockets? Even though you said they attacked you with rockets. But okay, let's see the video.
We have breaking news just coming in. Let's go to the CBS News Desk for the latest details.
I'm Ed O'Keefe in Washington. Tonight, U.S. officials confirm airstrikes on multiple sites in Syria linked to Iranian-backed militias. The Pentagon says the strike was carried out in response to recent rocket attacks on locations in Iraq, where U.S. troops and personnel are located. It was the first military action ordered by President Biden. The Pentagon says he ordered the strike earlier Thursday and described it as a proportionate military response. The Defense Department said the operation sends an unambiguous message that the president will act to protect American coalition personnel. Ed O'Keefe, CBS News, Washington.
Look at Sleepy Joe. I don't even believe he was up when these rocket attacks were authorized. They were briefing him the next day. This is the next day probably. Like, look, we already shot the rockets, okay? When did y'all do that? When you went to sleep? You know you go to sleep at 8 o'clock. We can't wait on you to sign something after 8. I mean, before 8. We got to do it now. You know you go to sleep early as hell. So I believe they just went on ahead and did it without him even knowing. And he woke up like, what the hell happened? Yeah, we shot the rockets, man. So I don't have no faith in this, like nothing at all. But I'll ask America something. Do you think this is going to go unanswered? Do you think that the Syrian population and the Iranian population is going to be like, oh yeah, it's all right? No. He's going to start a war. And I thought he campaigned on stopping the war in the Middle East. I guess he lied. I mean, what? Genderless Mr. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm about to get attacked by the alphabet community. Potato Head. That's what you got to call him now. Potato Head. Why, man? What's wrong with Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head? They already had that. Like, now what is it? It's Merle Potato Head. I mean, like, what is it? What? Why? Y'all voted for this though. Hey, somebody else gotta explain this to me. Explain this to me, please.
There's one more story that we have to talk about today. It has to do with potatoes. Not real potatoes, but toy potatoes. And that's because Hasbro has said it's going to downplay the sort of gendered nature of Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. It's a little confusing. At first it sounded like they were going to remove it entirely. And then they said, no, you can still choose the Mr. or Mrs. It just won't be as prominent on the box. Hopefully we can sort all of this out on Monday, Brian, when we speak to the CEO of Hasbro, Brian Goldner.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me to take because this is one of those
at least for me, 80s, early 90s toys you would play with and you never really thought too much about it. But this is the world we're living in. And if you look at some of the other branding in the toy world, it's no longer Nerf guns. It's Nerf blasters. Maybe it was never Nerf guns, but I always referred to that. So did my friend, Nerf blasters. But this is the world we are now living in.
It is indeed. It's true. And you always mixed up the stuff on those potatoes anyway. Fun fact, they used to be actual potatoes. You would provide the potato and the toy company would provide the stuff that you would stick in the potato.
Okay, I get it now. It's for the modern families. And there's no wrong way. There's no wrong way. Look at Brian's face. Sad. Because you know what time it is. You know what time it is. This is where we come to. And look how they try to slide this in here, right? So this is the normal family, right? This is the normal way. Now look. Look what happened. Switch. Why? We didn't need to see that. Now all of a sudden it can switch. When did Mr. Potato Head have a purse? I'm confused. I'm not confused per se, but I know the kids are going to be like, what the hell? Why do my Mr. Potato... Oh, I'm sorry. Potato Head has a purse. I guess Mr. Bucket is next. Oh, my God. Now, meet Professor Hart, a.k.a. the real-life Tyrone Biggums, out here in these streets, snorting heroin between classes to get through the day. You would be amazed at what people are doing these days. This is outrageous. Now he claims that it's good for his work-life balance. Let's read an excerpt from this article. Okay? Carl Hart is a Columbia University professor of psychology and neuroscience. He chairs the psych department, and his fondness for heroin, not only as a subject of scholar pursuit, but also as a substance for personal use. Man, forget that. Let's skip to the one part right here. Now, he's married, he's 54, and he snorts up to 3 small amounts of heroin for as many as 10 days in a row and enjoy it mightily, even if he says he recalls having some withdrawals. So, I wonder, is he like Tyrone? Does he tell his students how he sucked dick to get heroin sometimes? I mean, come on, man. These people are teaching our kids. Does he have peanut butter and heroin sandwiches at lunch? I don't know. I ain't judging him. Enjoy yourself. All I know is I'm not spending that type of money to have a person that's using heroin 10 days in a row teach my child anything. I don't care how smart you think he is. I seen a speech. He was going through withdrawals right then. I don't agree with Charlemagne the God all the time, but even he recognized that this is some bullshit. I'm not helping people use drugs. Again, this is the Underrated Podcast, episode 50, titled Who's Next? Blow him up, Joe. Y'all love him, y'all voted for him, deal with it. Potato Head, I'm sorry. Watch the switch up game. Watch what's happening next. It's gonna get wilder. And we got the real life Tyrone Biggums out here in these streets. Hey, check out my last podcast, episode 49, and also my last lessons learned. No respect if you don't protect. Comment and subscribe. Get in tune with me, guys. Again, I am your host, Ed G, and we are out.